Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about Mayor Pete and his inexperience and how that is apparently causing the United States' supply chain issues. It's his fault that all of this is happening. I was over at my uncle's house this weekend, and he watches a lot of news outlets that I don't really frequent. So I didn't even know that this was his fault. But ever since the Southwest thing, we do need to remember we need to fact check what comes out of right-wing media just to make sure that it's even occurring, So I got my news app open here, and we're going to see if this really is happening. Okay, so supply chain. All right. Car sales fall due to supply chain issues. The broken supply chain, many factors, no easy fix. Toys, Christmas trees, and electronics added to hard-to-get list. Irish logistics resilience being tested. Ireland facing supply chain chaos amid perfect storm of problems. Ireland will not be immune to British supply chain woes. Oh, I'm sorry. I got the wrong app open. This is all about the UK and Ireland, and they're having supply chain issues there. They didn't mention that at all on the news reports, and they're blaming it on Mayor Pete. They didn't mention that he was in charge of the transportation of these other countries. I mean, he's got a pretty big purview being in charge of the United Kingdom, Ireland, and the United States. I didn't know that. I didn't even know that he was doing that. That's wild. Can't believe that. He messed up 3 countries. And really, you could take pretty much any country and look at, type in the name of the country and type in supply chain, and you would get news like this because it's a global issue that doesn't have anything to do with Mayor Pete or even U.S. policy, really. But see, here's the interesting thing. While it isn't Mayor Pete's fault, why do you think they got away with it? And they're going to. They'll get away with blaming this whole thing on Mayor Pete's inexperience. Because they can. This is when we talk about information silos. This is the danger. What they do is they take something that is known to be true. Mayor Pete is inexperienced. Perhaps wasn't necessarily the best choice for Secretary of Transportation. Okay? That you can confirm that, right? And as long as you don't tell them that a secretary's job is really to read the reports of the people who've been in that agency and kind of know what they're doing and distill them and provide the options presented to you to the president, I mean, that story sticks. And then as long as the news outlet doesn't tell their viewers or their readers that there are supply chain issues all over the world, then they can blame it on whoever they want. This is why information silos, when you get stuck into a certain small group of news outlets that all reinforce each other, this is the danger of it. You can be handed a perception that isn't grounded in reality. Mayor Pete has nothing to do with this. Sure, he's Secretary of Transportation. Sure, advice to the president. All of that's true. But if you leave out the context, which is really important, that it's happening all over the world, you're not really reporting the news. You're trying to create a narrative. You're trying to pin it on somebody, which is generally what the right-wing media tries to do. They find a problem, and then they tell you who to blame for it. Whether or not that person or demographic of people is actually responsible for it, that all depends on whether or not you look outside that information silo, because they can certainly convince you that it's true. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.